What up, everybody? In Tulsa King episode 1, we got to learn the backstory of Italian mafia capo Dwight Manfredi, who recently just got released from prison after serving 25 years, and how he is sent to Tulsa, Oklahoma to start a new life. For the full backstory from episode 1, make sure to watch my episode 1 breakdown video. I'll put it in the description. But the episode 2 trailer gives us 4 storylines moving into episode 2, starting with Dwight forcing Bodie, Bodie being the guy from the marijuana dispensary shop, the owner of that shop, and he's going to force Bodie to introduce him to his supplier, who is a big Indian man who calls Dwight a non-Indian man. He says it in another language, but he translates as a non-Indian man who takes the fat. So we got to look into the purpose of this meeting, because Dwight is not going to be able to rough this guy up and intimidate him. We can think anyway that it's not going to go down like that. He's not going to rough this guy up and intimidate him like he was able to do Bodie or the guy at the car dealership. This is going to be a little bit different type of meeting, so I'm personally expecting this meeting to be Dwight looking into expand this particular business, maybe open up a second shop or third shop, so he can make more money, because he's got to open up, he's gonna have to do what he did with Bodie to more people, or open up more business, because he's not going to make enough from Bodie's shop alone. He's in too much debt to his people in New York, as well as to pay for his lifestyle of his driver and the hotel and everything he wanted to do. He's going to have to make more money he's currently making, and he's already said in the end of episode number 1 that he plans to take every dollar that Tulsa, Oklahoma has. So he is planning on being the man of Tulsa, Oklahoma. So his first plan is obviously to meet with Bodie's supplier, and this could be an effort to talk about cleaning the money, because he did mention cleaning Bodie's money in case the feds ever came and tried to take it. So he mentioned a tanning salon, a disco, a club. He mentioned a couple different things in episode 1. So I definitely want to see what kind of business, because I do expect Dwight to open up some kind of business moving forward. So we'll see what he does and what comes out of this meeting with Bodie's supplier. Then we get to the second storyline from this episode that's going to be brought up, and it's the lady who he hooked up with in episode 1, who happens to be an ATF police officer. She shows up at Dwight's door, and we see her ask him the question what his family thinks about him being there. Not your mob family, your real family. So she comes back and we see her at the door. So we gotta wonder one thing specifically: will she tell Dwight that she is a cop? Because we saw at the end of episode 1, she's in the ATF police meeting, and shows up on their radar. Dwight Manfredi, the mob capo, has entered their city, and he's now on their radar. So she had planned to never come back and talk to Dwight again. So I'd love to see what her excuse is going to be for coming back, and is she now intrigued? Does she want to hook up with him because she know that who he is, or is she just trying to play him so she can get some kind of job promotion or credit for her job, to see if he's actually getting into anything illegal. And that got to bring me into the next question I'm going to have in regards to this relationship. Is he going to play her to a distance into actually what he's doing in his business, or will he actually reveal his business to her? Will he let her in on what he's actually involved in? And what will Dwight's reaction be when he finds out she is a cop? If she tells him immediately, we might have a different reaction than if he finds out later on, after being in a relationship with her for some time, then finding out she's a cop. It might be a completely different reaction. So we got to find out when he will find out, and that will probably be the nature of his reaction when he finds out, how long he actually lets this relationship go on before finding out. That gets me to an op he's gonna encounter in this particular episode. He gets a call from his boss, Chicky, and all we see is Chicky say real quick, "This thing with Vince, you gotta make it go away." So Vince is a mafia capo. He is not very old. Probably Dwight was in jail for 25 years, so Vince doesn't look like he's anything maybe over 40, and I'm saying over 40. He could be under 30. I honestly can't tell, but he don't look very old. He looks maybe around 30 years old, mid 30s. So he couldn't have been nothing but a kid. At my point I'm getting to, he couldn't be nothing but a kid from when Dwight was actually running the streets of New York as a mafia capo. Dwight told him he remembers Vince from when he was in diapers, and that's when Vince said, "And now you're in diapers," and because he disrespected Dwight, he knocked him out. So we got to look into what their relationship was. Who is Vince? How is he connected to this mafia family? How did he get such a high-ranking position at such a young age? So we gotta assume that Vince's parents, his father obviously was connected to the family. I can't remember the big boss's name off the top of my head. Chicky's dad. We gotta assume he was connected some way or another, but somehow he got this position at a young age. Alright, so I gotta look at the next thing. Does Vince have a personal vendetta against Dwight? Because we saw Vince yell at Dwight in the meeting and get loud with him, so we gotta assume that Vince is hot-headed. So because if he screamed at him and told him that he got to do what they're saying. So because Chicky says this thing with Vince, you got to make it go away, we got to ask the question now, is Vince coming for Dwight? Is he coming to kill Dwight? Is he coming to do something to Dwight? What is it, the thing that he has to make it go away? What is Vince's plan in this whole scenario? I said he was going to be an op in my last video I did on this show, and it's definitely coming to surface. And we also know that there's another person in Tulsa set up there who did spot Dwight. So he wasn't shown in the trailer, but we got to keep an eye on that moving forward as well. So he was told he has to make it go away. So will he try to kill Vince, or how is he going to make it go away? Because I can't think that Chicky's going to call Dwight and have him order him to do a hit on his own capo. So we got to try to look in what Dwight is going to have to do between him and Vince to make it go away. And that gets me to my next question with Vince. He might be around the same age as Dwight's daughter. So is there a relation between Vince and Dwight's family that we don't know about and that Dwight may not know about? Yeah, he could maybe be married to Dwight's daughter. That might be why he was looking so angry in that meeting when Dwight first got out of jail. That gets me to Dwight's family. We see at the very end of the trailer that he does a search on the computer looking for his daughter, and we hear the quote, "There's nothing left for me in New York." So that could take on several meetings. We know it has been 18 years since he has seen his daughter because he was doing time in prison. He might not be sure what has ever even happened to her. And since he said that, did his daughter get killed while he was in jail? That could be explain why he has not heard from his daughter in 18 years. It does not, I don't think it actually said how old his daughter was when he went in. So she might have been a teenager, but I don't think so. Based upon that card she sent him, now that I think about it, she was probably just a small kid when he went to prison. So did his daughter moved to Tulsa? This could be a reason why the mafia family sent him to Tulsa. Another reason, it might be because they know that his daughter moved to Tulsa and they wanted to put him close to where his daughter is. Or it could be, we hear him saying the quote, "There's nothing left for me in New York." He could be saying that to somebody as a quote from what the mafia told him in episode 1, and there could be, his daughter could still be in New York, and he might even have grandchildren or something else going on up there in New York, where he actually does have a lot left in New York, and there's plenty left for him in New York. So there you have it, the episode 2 trailer breakdown for Tulsa King.